Episode 3, Maine. The Ghost of Wood Island Lighthouse.
Welcome, listeners, to USA Myths and Legends, the podcast that unearths the eerie, the enigmatic, and the unforgettable tales from every corner of our vast nation. Tonight, we journey to the rugged and beautiful state of Maine, a land where ancient pines whisper secrets to the unforgiving Atlantic, and where the mists rolling in from the sea often carry echoes of the past. Grab a warm drink, settle in, and let the flickering lamplight of these old stories illuminate the darkness around us. This is Episode 3, and tonight we delve into the haunting sorrow of a lighthouse keeper whose duty transcended life itself. Main story. Our tale begins at the Wood Island Lighthouse, in Timbuktu, a stoic sentinel standing guard off the coast of Biddeford Pool. It's a place of breathtaking beauty by day, but when the fog descends or the moon casts long shadows across its whitewashed walls, the whispers of a tragic past begin to stir. This is the domain of Thomas Orcutt, a lighthouse keeper from the 19th century, a man whose unwavering commitment to his post was tragically intertwined with a profound darkness within his soul. Orcutt was a man of routines, of quiet solitude. The rhythm of the waves and the dependable sweep of the light his constant companions. But the isolation of island life, coupled with personal demons, began to weigh heavily on him. The island was small and shared with other residents, including one particularly troublesome individual whose presence grated on Orcutt's frayed nerves. The tension between them simmered, a low, dangerous hum beneath the surface of their daily lives, until one fateful day, it erupted. In a fit of uncontrolled rage, the resident confronted Orcutt. Their dispute escalated swiftly, a furious storm of cutting words, accusations, and finally physical violence. A shove, a desperate scuffle, and then a gunshot. The precise details of that horrifying moment remain shrouded in conflicting accounts. Some chroniclers say it was a tragic accident, a pistol discharging unintentionally in the chaos. Others, however, whisper a darker version, suggesting that Orcutt, cornered and desperate, deliberately used the firearm to defend himself, ending the resident's life in a moment of irreversible terror. Though the legal courts of the land acquitted him, finding insufficient evidence for a conviction, the verdict of his own conscience was far, far harsher. Guilt became his constant companion, a suffocating shadow as dense and inescapable as the thickest Maine fog that often swallowed the lighthouse whole. Day after day, night after night, the lifeless face of the man he had killed haunted his waking hours and tormented his fleeting attempts at sleep. The once predictable rhythm of the lighthouse now mocked him, each sweep of its beam illuminating his deepening despair. He could not sleep, could not eat, could not escape the torment that consumed him. One bleak morning, unable to bear the relentless weight of his suffering any longer, Thomas Orcutt climbed the winding steps of the tower for what would be his very last time. And there, at the very pinnacle, where the lighthouse's powerful beam should have offered him guidance and hope, he made his final, tragic decision. He hanged himself, leaving his body suspended in the cold darkness, his soul forever trapped between the crushing burden of his guilt and the sacred duty he had sworn to uphold. Since that day, the Wood Island Lighthouse has become more than just a navigational aid. It is known, to those who understand, as the Lighthouse of Thomas Orcutt. Many believe his ghost still roams the tower, a spectral keeper ensuring that the light, despite his demise, never falters. Successive keepers and visitors have reported spine-chilling encounters. His tall, thin figure, dressed in the period clothing of a 19th century light keeper, has been seen climbing and descending the spiral stairs, over and over again, as if eternally performing his rounds. Lights have inexplicably flickered on and off by themselves. Doors have opened and closed when no one was near, as if an invisible hand were tending to the lighthouse's needs. But perhaps the most chilling account comes from a former guard, whose voice still trembles when he recounts his terrifying experience.
It was late one night. I was on duty alone.
He began, his gaze distant. I distinctly heard footsteps on the stairs. Heavy, deliberate steps, period. But I knew the lighthouse was supposed to be empty. I assumed it was a tourist who had somehow lingered, so I went up to investigate. But there was no one there. Just an eerie silence. I remember turning off the light, thinking I was just tired, and left the lamp room. A few minutes later, from downstairs I saw the light turn on again.
I went back up, my heart pounding, and again there was no one. It was then, standing in that small room at the top of the world, that I felt it. A cold so deep it went right through my bones, and a sense of being watched, intensely watched. I looked out the window, into the inky blackness of the night, and there, standing on the rocks below, was a man, staring directly up at me. His face was blurry, indistinct in the darkness, but I knew, with a certainty that has never left me, who it was. It was the keeper, Thomas Orcutt. I didn't wait to see more. I got out of there, my heart in my mouth, terrified, and I never, ever went back to work at that lighthouse.
So the next time you find yourself gazing out at a lighthouse piercing the darkness, its light a comforting beacon guiding ships safely home. Take a moment. Don't just think of the structure or the technology that keeps the light burning. Think of the keeper, the human soul, who might be behind it, forever bound to his post. Think of Thomas Orcutt, the keeper whose tragic end was just the beginning of an eternal watch. Because as his story chillingly reminds us, guilt and sorrow can be far more powerful forces in the afterlife than any of us can possibly imagine. Thank you for joining us on this journey to Maine. USA Myths and Legends will be back tomorrow with another captivating tale from the state of Maine. Don't miss it. Until then, keep your lights on and your ears open for the whispers of the past. This has been USA Myths and Legends. See you tomorrow.